for the next day or so, we're going to be a little bit cooler, thanks in part to the fact that that high pressure is moving in air that's been kind of like over a series of ice cubes. It cools off very nicely, and that's what we have for tonight. It's very dry otherwise, but there's nothing else showing up again in the way of major amounts of cold air. That back to our north, that's a different story as we see temperatures in the teens up around Springfield in Missouri for tonight. Talked with my mom back in Topeka, Kansas, and it was expected to get down to 1 degree above zero in Topeka last night, but with a wind chill of minus 18. That was some pretty dangerously cold weather. Now, into the next couple of days, we will see again chances of rain looking a little bit better, unfortunately, but we do not have anything in the way of rainfall for tonight. So this view, which we showed you last night, 24 hours ago on the Bailey's Heating and Air camera, was rather on the sloppy side. Lots of rain downtown, and again, visibility was quite low in many locations. So with some fog and mist and drizzle, temperatures are much colder than last night. We were in the high 40s last night. We're back in the mid 30s, and we'll be very much on the colder side as we head into tomorrow morning. Let's go ahead and show you what's going on for right now, which again, thanks to that area of high pressure, basically amounts to not much of anything for the time being. But we will be seeing the potential of more rain coming our way. This system, this area of high pressure, is keeping us dry all the way back out to the west. So we're not seeing any major problems yet. What we are looking for is this storm system coming in from off the Pacific. This one stands the potential of giving us some severe weather as we go into Saturday. But notice that it's on the west coast. It's moving this direction, but it is going to take several more days to make its way closer to us. Once this gets off the Rockies and into the plain states, it goes from way up high in the atmosphere where it doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver. When it heads out into the plain states, it heads downwards, and that means in this area of the country, there's a lot of potential to gather more momentum, more energy taking place, and that is what we're looking for in the course of the next couple of days. So that is where we may see the problems coming up. Again, the potential for rainfall does exist. Most of this in the next few days is going to be going north of us. We will see the potential of more chances of rainfall in the area, and that is rain that is going to be falling on already saturated ground. So it's going to hit that saturated ground. It won't be absorbed. It'll run off very quickly. What does that mean? It means that we may see the potential of even more areas of flash flooding across the region. So the National Weather Services in Nashville and Morristown have already started issuing flood watches. These are not in effect yet, but they will be going into effect Friday night all the way through Sunday morning. So that could be our next serious situation. Most of the rain, again, will be up around Middle Tennessee and the northern part of the Cumberland Plateau, but some of that could affect the News 12 viewing area. If I said I doubted that there will be any more flood watches issued, I'd be lying. I would see more potential of rainfall, I would think, for southeast Tennessee than for Alabama and Georgia, but it's possible we could see some watches being issued in those locations. So keep it tuned to News 12 for more on that. Let's take a look again into the time frame into Friday. Not much going on. So by Friday morning, frigid at the bus stop and a fairly mild afternoon with maybe a few clouds. Chances of rain, there may be some sprinkles coming up Saturday. By Saturday afternoon, the storm system gets to be just northwest of us, and then as it gets closer to us, we could be looking at a fairly large squall line developing, and inside that squall line could be areas of scattered rotation, heavy rainfall, possible large hail, and the potential, again, of damaging winds as this blows on through. But what we're also looking for is a potential of isolated tornadoes, and that'll be coming through right about Sunday morning, and then most of everything should be gone and to the east of us by the time the sun rises this particular Sunday coming up. Now, for tonight, there's nothing going on. We have nothing to show you in the way of rainfall or thunderstorms for Thursday. We do see a potential of thunderstorms, just generic thunderstorms, the Plateau, Middle Tennessee, and then back into the Mid-South and the rest of the Mississippi River Valley. That's where we could see some thunderstorms coming up on Friday. But here's where we really need to pay attention. As we get into and around Saturday night, most of the potential should be well back this direction. This is an enhanced possibility of severe weather. Again, the worst potential will be from western central Alabama through most of Mississippi and back into the Arklatex area, south and into around down toward the Mississippi Delta. That's going to be the worst of the worst taking place right there, but it is heading our direction. So depending on how things go, if we get enough rain to cool things off, we might be better off with less severe weather. But this is the highest severe weather threat that we've seen for quite some time. This, for us, again, is about a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather threat. The lowest potential is in the dark green. That's a marginal threat, followed by the yellow. That's a slight risk of severe weather. And then midway through the scale, enhanced potential, Birmingham to the southwest. That'll be the worst potential, but whatever is firing up here could be heading our direction into Saturday night, Sunday morning. So we really need to pay attention to what is happening, where everything is going. Keep it tuned to News 12. Most importantly, I know I say this a lot, but this is very important, time to be weather aware. This is one of the best things that you can possibly do to pay attention to the forecast, see how much this is changing. This information is already several hours old, so this is a very old forecast. The next forecast that issues about 1 o'clock Friday morning, that'll be a good update, and then another one follows at about 8 o'clock Friday morning. We'll bring you more information on that as we are able to do so. This could go away entirely, no question about that, but this could also ramp up in intensity as it goes a little bit closer to us. So once again, please keep track of what is going on with the weather. If you don't have a severe weather plan, make one. Research where your best severe weather shelter area is, no matter where you are, at home, at work, at worship, at your place of worship, at a grocery store, a big box store, anything like that. You need to pay attention to what the weather's doing, especially if weather's coming in very close to us. You need to be able to get to where you're going and protect yourself. Listen to the safety instructions if you are out shopping to tell you where you need to go to. Anything away from outside walls, lowest floor of wherever you are, that's going to be one of the best things you can do. Now, timing things out, and this that you're going to see here is very preliminary. So it's possible we could see a fluctuation of all of these potentials in the course of the next several days. But for right now, what we're looking for, timing it out, is going to be Saturday night, Sunday morning. The best potential of anything involving severe weather is going to be damaging thunderstorm winds, 55 miles per hour plus, followed by a more widespread threat of tornadoes, isolated but still possible, large hail, and the possibility of flash flooding with our already saturated ground is also going to be a potential situation. So that is something that we really need to pay attention to. This will fluctuate in the next couple of days. We'll be seeing lesser or more potential of one of these types of events. So keep it tuned to News 12 as we give you an idea as to what is going on out there. No winter weather showing up anytime soon. There is the potential next week, and let me see if I can zap this out a little farther. Because what we may be looking at by this time next week could be the potential of some more winter weather. But unfortunately, a lot of the computer models don't go out quite as far as necessary to show us anything. So give me just 2 shakes here to see if we have anything available. And by next week, okay, by Saturday night and Sunday, Plateau and the Appalachians could be looking at some snow potential out there. And then as we go with this next storm system coming on through Wednesday into Thursday, there is the potential of some winter weather taking place. We do not have anything in the way of a blizzard situation, but more heavy snow well back to the west of us, so that could be an issue. And back to the east of us, looks like some pretty good amounts of winter weather as well, and could be something new brewing across the northern plain states, so that also could be an issue. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. We got to wrap things up because we're recording things here, so let me give you a quick check of the 7-day forecast, and we'll be off so Andrew Harrison can do some recording here behind me. What we're looking at again for tonight is not much going on. And if my 7-day forecast would cooperate, that'd be wonderful. For Valentine's Day, not too bad. Severe weather potential Saturday night into Sunday, and then the potential for winter weather coming our way as we look into next week. Doesn't look huge from this vantage point, but again, coming up in the next few days, that could be changing. Likewise, the severe weather threat for Saturday night and Sunday. Please be weather aware. This forecast will all change in the next several days, so definitely want to make certain you're being weather aware and paying attention to everything that is going on across much of the area and beyond, for that matter, if you are traveling. We'll have more on the complete forecast again coming up a little bit later on. We'll keep an eye out for any more potential flooding, and we'll also keep you updated on the potential for severe weather. Questions, concerns, ideas, comments, complaints, if you absolutely must, email address at the bottom of your screen, aonek@wdef.com, or go to our website, wdef.com/weather, where you can pick up our 7-day forecast, and you can also, again, contact anybody around the area. Our replay will be on Twitch and YouTube and wdef.com/weather if you'd like to catch Weather Overtime. And if you can't do that, download our weather app, and you can watch Weather Overtime right through the app. Very handy thing. Chip Chapman has got your forecast coming up bright and early on Friday morning at 5 a.m., and I'll be in tomorrow night to give you an update as to what's going on with the severe weather, so stay tuned for more there. Live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, Thursday evening, the 13th of February, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Thanks for joining us for Weather Overtime for Thursday, and stay tuned for more weather information as we approach what could be a stormy weekend. Thanks for joining us.